Why did the ball fall straight to the floor if they're in space?
So, as all the Artemis stuff is in the news, I want to take you back a couple years. Do you guys remember when Apple dropped that movie called Fly Me to the Moon? And if you guys don't remember it, the premise of this movie was in 1969, they had an alternate backup plan to fake a moon landing just in case they couldn't get to the moon.
The whole world will be watching. We can't afford to lose to the Russians. We need to shoot the backup version of the moon landing.
You mean to fake it?
But what I find really funny about this, do you know what they called their project to fake the moon landing in that movie? Yeah, of course, they called it Artemis. You can't even make this stuff up, or maybe you can, and they do. Because in 1977, they also made a movie called Capricorn 1. And this movie is about a fake mission to Mars. So just before launch, 3 astronauts are secretly pulled from their spacecraft due to a life support failure that would kill them in flight. Instead of canceling the mission, the government officials decide to fake a Mars landing in a hidden desert studio to avoid public embarrassment. The astronauts are forced to go along with the deception while the mission is broadcast to the world as if it were real.
It's hard to believe you really are that far away in space.
It's hard for me to believe it, too.
So maybe it is as the Chili Peppers say, space is the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Made in a Hollywood basement, which NASA has the biggest movie studio in the, I believe in the world. I believe so. But either way, guys, people have caught, NASA will say that when you Google Earth something, oh, that's just where we trained. That's not where we actually shot anything. Or they say, no, the moon landing was real, even though we know they said they lost the technology to go back to the moon. And then, oh no, well, we kind of found it again, but then we lost the footage of the moon landing. But then, wait, no, we found it, but it looks like we recorded over it, but we were, we worked to recover that. What is the chance that these movies came out, especially the Fly Me to the Moon with Artemis, and it's talking about a fake moon landing? Guys, this is predictive programming. They do it all the time. If you pay attention, I've shown you some of these things. None of it makes any sense unless you remove the veil from your eyes and realize that it's all fake, that we live under a firmament. Some people will say, oh, you're into flat earth. No, it's called biblical earth, what the Bible describes that the earth looks like. I don't believe in evolution and the Big Bang and space and all of that. And every day, more and more people are waking up to that. I've shown you every civilization, Roman, Greek, Mesopotamia, African, Egyptian, it goes on and on. The Incas, they all have depicted Earth as a flat Earth with a firmament above it, and some with heavens above it, also described in the book of Enoch, which is referenced in the Bible. So that even our own encyclopedias, guys, I kid you not, up until NASA came along, described the Earth as the same way. And you may say, it's a bridge too far. Why would they do that? Why would they fake it? Why wouldn't they? They faked everything else. Just look at the world fairs. Just look at it. I've done several videos on it. It makes no sense. And then, you know what? If that's too much, just look at Yankee Stadium. They built that. That's what they tell us in less than 10 months with horse and buggy, hammer and chisel, right? While they lived in shacks, horse and buggy and hammer and chisel, no modern tools. And guys, they built it with 700,000 tons of granite, steel, concrete. How did they do this? Plus, not only did they build it in 10 months with 700,000 tons of granite, limestone, steel, concrete. I don't know if concrete. No, I think it was just limestone. Where did they get all the materials? How did they get it here? Right? To build this just Yankee Stadium. And not only just built Yankee Stadium up top, but the underground layers and the tunnel system. In 10 months, less than 10 months. We wouldn't be able to do it today with unlimited resources and modern technology in less than 6 years. But yet they want us to believe just that. Just start, it's small lies everywhere, and they all start to add up.
Okay, so I've just been sent these coordinates on Google Earth, and you guys have got to check this out. I'll put the coordinates in the comments, but watch this. We're zooming in on a place in America, in Texas. Nothing unusual at first, but when you click this building here, you don't just go inside a building, you end up inside the International Space Station, literally in space. Like, we're talking full interior, you can see out the window, you can see Earth. Like, how is this possible if this is in space? And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Who remembers that song from Red Hot Chili Peppers that goes, "Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement"? I mean, go and try it for yourself, beautiful people, and tell me what you think is actually going on here. Let me know in the comments, and obviously, as always, just for entertainment, clearly this is a normal thing to happen from Earth, just randomly shooting into space. Nothing to do with the fact that they've got a, complete replica of the ISS in Texas, where they, supposedly use it for training purposes, even though they lost all of the telemetry data and everything that they used to go to the moon in 1969, but somehow they kept a perfect replica that they used to go to the moon in 1969. No, it's definitely not a studio, and this is all real. I'm as fictional as the moon landings, baby.
Guys, are you understanding? They lost the technology, but yet they have this place where they train, where the technology is laid out. Make that make sense. And why can you see it from Google Earth? Why are you allowed to go in there? Again, it just raises more questions. Not for me, I already know, but for the vast majority, people are not critically thinking through this. Why are they doing this, you may wonder? Well, of course, they don't want us to have any knowledge of God. They want us to just think that we're just floating around in space, that we weren't created by a creator. We just happened to, there was a big bang and we evolved from monkeys. Everything is a great deception.
Artemis astronauts are caught being paid actors, allegedly, which means this whole thing could be fake, allegedly. This is astronaut Christina Cox. She was up there. She was the only female up there in several of the videos. But here she is again. Take a close look. Do you recognize her from this? That's because she was credited in 2015's Mad Max Fury Road as one of the Volvani. She was one of those mothers. You can even see it here listed. She's on IMDb. Oh, but it gets better because this movie, Fly Me to the Moon, was released in 2024. What was this movie about? White House hires a team to fake the Apollo moon landing so they can win the space race no matter what. The icing and the cherry in this movie, it's called Project Artemis, allegedly. And look, guys, I've debunked a lot of viral videos on people that have questions and think, oh, we faked going, and I've shut a lot of it down. But this one, I'm having a bit of a hard time with because it's right in front of her face. I still think we went to the moon in space, but I don't know, guys. What do you think?
You know that Christina Koch was actually a character in Mad Max in 2015? Yeah, NASA astronaut Christina Koch appeared as one of the Vuvolini in the 2015 Mad Max Fury Road. And then just 10 years later, she's going to the moon. What an exciting life, huh? Apparently, she's only even been an astronaut for only 13 years. And she completed her candidate training in 2015, the same year that she was filming to be in a movie.
Yeah, the 2 of the 4 American astronauts that are on that flight, they're right out of Central Casting.
Let's not forget about the words appearing on the stuffed animal and then him quickly moving it out of the way. Let's not forget about how the bag phased directly through Buddy's ear right here.
And it's before the Artemis 2 crew traveled.
And what the hell is he even doing? Let's not forget the vanishing red dot. Terrible quality video, even though you couldn't take a bad quality video nowadays, even if you tried. 1995 digital camera. Video from inside the ship from the entire 10-day trip, except for when they're free falling at 25,000 miles per hour. No close-up shots either. They're making sure they're keeping their distance for some reason. None of this is melting, even though this fucking ship would be hotter than lava. A crew going up and touching the ship and their hands are somehow not burning off. Here's a little bonus clip from a separate team of dumbasses. Why did the ball fall straight to the floor if they're in space?
Exactly. Why did the ball fall Guys, there's so many bloopers, not just from this moon mission with Artemis, but guys, everything that NASA has done, it is so easily debunked. Like I don't know how people don't see it, but obviously you're watching this, so most likely you do see it or you're starting to see it, but I have more.
You realize anyone in this situation would just tie their hair up in some kind of bun or ponytail or something? But no, any female that's ever been in space, they always leave their hair out like this just to show you that they're truly in space. Her hair has been like this the entire time. Anyone would tie their hair up. What's going on with the letters on the stupid stuffed animal or whatever? You realize that doesn't make any sense, right? And you see how once it does that too, he just like casually moves it. Oh, nothing to see here. Notice how they always have something right in front of them just floating around because they're really trying to sell you on this whole space thing. Does that look comfortable? Why would you be in that position for an extended period of time with your head all bent like that? And let's not forget how this bag right here just phases right through Buddy's ear. If you can say with a straight face that you really think that all of this is real, then you have some serious problems. We are not the ones with the problem. We are the ones pointing out the problem.
It's before the Artemis 2 crew traveled the longest distance humans have
You're not serious. Any of the females that have ever been to space have never tied their hair up. That is the first thing you would do in that situation. This is pathetic, and you're even more pathetic if you believe their lies when they're intentionally making the videos look fake. What's up with bringing frickin' stuffed animals to space all the time? Not a single one of them had their frickin' hair tied up. Like, are you serious? For some reason, you'd rather look like that for the entire mission instead of just tying your hair up? Like, come on, they're not being serious. Neither one of them has their hair tied, just whipping everybody in the face. You guys are so dumb if you think all of this stuff has been real. Think all of this stuff is just gonna be floating around like that and not bolted to something? Why would there just be wires and electronics and all this stuff just floating around?
That's what I'm saying. All of these years, all the money that NASA gets, nearly 70 million a day, and yet it looks like junk. It looks like Hoarder Space Edition. They can't put any like nicer paneling or do anything. I mean, it looks as bad as the original moon landing. Well, almost as bad. But you would think after all this time they'd be able to do this. Now, I don't think people are stupid. I don't believe in calling people names or saying that they're stupid because we've all been under deception. And they've done everything possible to keep us under that deception. Okay? This goes way deeper than just the surface level, oh, a person can't see it. You have to understand it is satanic. And when I say satanic, just watch this video.
I'm going to give you all a lesson in rocket science today. Okay. Rocket science all traced back to one guy. His name is Jack Parsons. Jack Parsons was a student of Aleister Crowley, the English black magician and occultist, who made it his life's mission to traverse the globe, collect all of the different esoteric and occultic knowledges and disciplines that he could, and then repackage them into something we know as pop culture. The guy's whole fucking mission was to like take all of the forbidden knowledge that he could and make it like digestible for mankind, specifically the West. And anyway, so Jack Parsons, who's a documented pedophile and admitted student of the dark arts, also best friends with L. Ron Hubbard. He's the one who innovated rocket science. You gotta understand. You know what? I'll read you guys this just so this is off Wikipedia, by the way, just so you know the kind of shit that this guy was up to. In 1945, Parsons began a series of rituals based on Enochian magic, during which he masturbated onto magical tablets. Describing this magical operation as the Babylon working, he hoped to bring about the incarnation of Thelamite goddess Babylon onto Earth. He allowed Hubbard to take part as his scribe, believing that he was particularly sensitive to detecting magical phenomena. As described by Richard Metzger, Parsons jerked off in the name of spiritual advancement, while Hubbard scanned the astral plane for signs and visions. Anyway, rockets are like obelisks, just like the Tower of Babel. It's a symbol of phallic worship, dick worship. So basically all these NASA missions and like Operation Fishbowl, where they tried to like nuke the firmament, all of this is basically just a bunch of fucking perverted freaks trying to shoot dicks at heaven. They're trying to shoot dicks at God. It's like third grader shit. It's literally just like a bunch of perverted freaks that are obsessed with dicks, that hate the truth and hate God.
They absolutely hate guys, I was trying hard not to laugh during that. But yeah, the layers, and the more you dig, it is disgusting. It's sick. And that's why it's that people say, well, I don't believe in all that spiritual stuff and the firmament. That's dumb, this, that, and the other. But you believe in NASA where they were doing black magic, sexual, occult things, pedophilic things, having orgies, trying to summon the demons like they're doing with AI, like they've all said. So again, you don't have to believe in the spiritual elements of it, but they all do. Now, your support means everything. This is how we keep things going. And one of the ways is through my merch store, realmelanieking.com. This is my conspiracy collection. The list goes on and on. But of course, I want to show you this shirt that I always show, especially when we're talking about NASA. Did we, though? Did we, though? Did we land on the moon? I don't think so. Now, I have it in different colors for men, for women. This is one way that you can support the work and the research and get the truth out there. Just wake people up. Get the veil to lift off of their eyes, because many people are looking for answers. So this is one way by picking up some merch, things you're not going to find anywhere else, but also donating. All right, donating to the work that we're doing here. So the links for all of this will be below. But yeah, guys, I will see you on the next one.